The most beautiful thing already exists in the world. So in order to create pure beauty, I just need to go back there.
Susan graduated from Central St. Martin's and worked at fashion houses Celine and Stella McCartney before creating her own fashion brand in 2017. After winning the Once to Watch award at the prestigious international showcase Fashion Scout, her autumn and winter 2018 collection was featured in London Fashion Week. And she exhibited her work at the Shanghai Baolong Gallery. Her work has been featured in some of the world's leading publications, including Vogue UK, Vogue Italia, Vision Magazine, and Harper's Bazaar China. As one of the rising stars of the fashion world, she's now turning her attention to sustainable fashion.
I have many little notebooks that I can put in my pocket or in my small bag, which I continuously take notes from what I have read or what I have seen that inspires me or makes me curious. Whenever I start a new season, I will go back to them and recollect the thoughts and thought of a new concept for the new collection. I'm going to Brighton today because I heard it's very peaceful and then very beautiful. So I've never been. I like to go there to get some inspiration. So yeah.
Things move fast in the fashion industry. Over the past 2 years, the concept of sustainability has entered the fashion industry in a big way.
This train terminates at Brighton. We will be calling at Whittlesfield, Burgess Hill, and Brighton.
There's a new independent designer starting her own brand. Susan believes that sustainability should start long before that, from the original inspiration behind new designs.
It's nice to leave where I'm staying and go to a new place. And I heard Brighton's very nearby and very quiet and peaceful. So it's nice to come here and think about the new collection and look at the sea.
Susan began her research for her new season's collection in Brighton, a coastal town about an hour's drive from London.
I always ask myself what makes something beautiful. And I realized beauty already exists in nature, so I just have to backtrack to create something new. I think my style is very personal, and before CSM, I have always moved to another location every 3 years, and has resulted in me being very curious of people's varying perceptions, becoming very open, and I feel deeply Chinese in my values and philosophy. but I feel my work is very uncultural based, as every experience is a new, beautiful chance, and I want to embrace openly to what is around me.
After making the short trip, Susan starts what will be for her the busiest time of the year.
2, 3, 4 dresses.
We have one top here, so we have 5 here that we can put in.
Yeah, that's exactly the amount we want.
She's thinking about the core issue of sustainable fashion and what that really means. As a designer, she asks herself how she can incorporate sustainability into not just the raw materials she uses, but also into her designs themselves.
I collected these beautiful rocks from Brighton and adapt from it and create really special prints for my new season.
Susan believes sustainable fashion should not only apply to using raw materials to produce her designs, but it's also a good way to protect and extend the life of traditional crafts and technologies.
From a cultural angle, I think the development of hand weaving is very important in the fashion industry. This technique itself is a sustainable result. So I want to bring a new perception of clothing for every collection. And to do that, I must start from the core and beginning. For a garment, that would be the fabric. If I change the composition of the fabric, then I can create an entirely new design of clothing. From point, line, plane, I can design the fabric not only in 2D, but also its entire 3D space. I can create illusion of color movement and actual space within the fabric, that the fabric can flow within air and dimensions. Through this, it changes everything. I'm constantly trying to improve myself and try to create and develop through the process that I can be more sustainable.
Before Susan calls the new collection complete, she always meets up with her friend to hear some advice.
Hello, wonderful to see you. Welcome. Great, come in. It's good.
And then we used like all the
That looks beautiful.
pattern cutting was in square, so we don't waste any fabric. And then
Yes.
the leftover fabric we made into like handkerchief ties for fastening parts. I make a board with the needles upside down, so they're all in even distances, and I lay them like with a distance, 9 layers together, and then like 7 people can hand stitch together.
So you
Yeah.
have a team who helps you.
Yeah.
I always find that every generation will find its own way. Just looking at you, how creative you in the process of unfolding.
For a young independent designer, preparing for a new season of fashion shows is a top priority of a whole year.
Space-wise, maybe I just need like 100 square meters would be enough. And then
It's 6 months since London Fashion Week, and during that time, Susan has been thinking about how to present her next season in a new way.
This is our lineup for spring-summer collection, and it's styled with fresh flower hats and bubble shoes and bags. But during our Paris exhibition, we're going to curate it in a special way, where we're going to make them all as separate art pieces.
At the opening of Paris Fashion Week, Susan is presenting her new season's designs to the public in her own unique way.
I want our collections to be fun and new from beginning to end. And each collection, as well as I feel we are an uncultural based brand, I hope to change a location each season, and it can be quite unplanned, and that I think that itself also adds more dynamic and energy to the brand. Flowers were really important to me. The exhibition needed to look perfect. The girl is called Marta, and she only has the best seasonal flowers in Paris Garden, which has very special meanings.
I like the pieces of Susan, and I think I can follow up with my flower composition very nicely. She is someone super sensitive and really taking care of the details. Her design is fragile also and really feminine.
You have to think which go first, which one go back.
Although a lot of careful planning goes into her work, Susan is always open to the role played by chance.
I think the problem is always time. Because we aren't from Paris, we could only see the space in really last minute, as well as Marta's flowers. So a lot of decisions had to be made as we arrived, but I think we are so used to making ourselves adapt to changing situations. So one funny example was we didn't have enough ladders to hang from the ceiling, and the simple solution was to borrow from a neighbor gallery.
And after that, you're gonna have a lot of rest. Holidays. Yeah.
I'm displaying our name card and our invitation and our lookbook. And for our invitation, we handmade each one. We pressed the flowers, and because it matches our theme for this exhibition this time. And you can use them as coasters. And this is our lookbook. Because we collaborate with local florists this time. So we used a lot of flowers and dried flowers as our display.
Susan's idea finally came to fruition. She used a static exhibition, which was previously only used by the media, industry insiders, and fashion buyers, to show her designs to the public, rather than displaying them by using shows and models that the other designers do. These changes are undoubtedly a new challenge for a young independent designer. For Susan, This exhibition is a great opportunity to gauge the opinions of consumers and the public about her clothes.
So like these ones are really huge actually. They're like a square on the bottom, and then this one is cut on bias. So it's a like floating slip dress. Yeah.
This is amazing, like a handkerchief kind of.
Yes, but our first season we did for London Fashion Week, also catwalk, but so we thought maybe it's nice to do exhibition.
Yeah, it's nice to see it. It's so cool.
So people can actually see and touch.
I think the new independent designers are slowly being more sustainable. But honestly, I think it's okay if they're not so sustainable yet, because sometimes too much blaming will cause separation and perhaps backfire. And in positive terms, it is a continual growth and improvement for all of us. And I really believe that everyone's moment of awareness and opportunity to be involved is different. And once there is an opportunity for people to be involved, also in a convenient way, they definitely will.
I think it's more focused on a sense of freedom. So that's why I feel for our presentation, we can also be very open to present in different locations each time. And for our next season, hopefully we can keep being innovative with our creations for our collection and still keep awareness and keeping sustainability.